to 8 p.m., 7 days a week, starting on Sunday, September 9th. That's the urgent care from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., starting Tuesday, September 4th, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., starting Sunday, September 9th, providing you total local care.
You know you can depend on WCLU for local news on the air, online, on demand at WCLUradio.com.
Good morning, everybody. 7 minutes after 6 o'clock, we are waking up with 71 degrees here at the studios of WCLU. Tuesday morning, the 4th day of September. A warm day, it looks like. And Ray Stajic at the Weather Channel is here for us this morning to say we have several warm days to come.
High pressure still hanging on as we get into this abbreviated work week. Well, for some of us, most of us probably. Hope you enjoyed your Labor Day holiday. We'll roll through the next few days with high pressure, kind of hanging on and keeping us dry and keeping Gordon, which is a tropical system in the Gulf of Mexico, away from us. Some of that moisture eventually could be hung up in a front, and by late week and into the upcoming weekend, you might be able to make a case that some leftover moisture from Gordon is going to get drawn into that front and pulled east. I think through today, though, we'll just see a few clouds, some high clouds. Very warm this morning for this time of year, and warm this afternoon to hot, 93. Tonight, isolated showers and thunderstorms. Later at night, 70 degrees. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, isolated showers and thunderstorms up near 90 again. Then on Thursday, we'll have some showers and thunderstorms around in the first part of the day, upper 80s. Friday, some thunderstorms early with highs in the upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. Barometer's at 30.22 this morning. Looking at the constant coverage and studio radar screen, it is very quiet. We don't see any remnants of Gordon out there at all, but certainly Gordon is waking folks up down on the Gulf Coast, coming in a little bit stronger than what they had first thought. So we'll keep an eye on that for you as well. Barometer's at 30.22, southeast winds at a couple of miles an hour. Humidity at 95%. Haven't put anything in the rain gauge in the past 24 hours. 71 degrees at WCLU. Live in the newsroom for round one of local news, here's News Director Wes Royce. Good morning, Wes.
Good morning, Dad. For WCLU Local News, I am Wes Royce reporting. The Glasgow Police Department has reported that the 17-year-old Michaela Mars of Glasgow has been located. According to police, the child had been missing since Friday. No details on her location have been released. Larry Bragg has been chief of the Austin Tracy Volunteer Fire Department for nearly 30 years. He was one of the founding members of the department in 1984, and his hard work and dedication to the community was recognized by a group of his peers recently as the Kentucky Association of Fire Chiefs named Larry Bragg Volunteer Chief of the Year. Bragg heads up all the training within the department and helps to organize fundraisers, writing grants, and mechanical maintenance. He also responds to 90% of the department's calls. One example of his willingness to respond quickly was last year when a small aircraft crashed in Fountain Run. Bragg was first on the scene and set up command for the joint operation. Bragg said he is honored for this recognition, but he never seeks it.
Well, it's something that I would have never thought I would get. It's a privilege to be even nominated, much less get the award. I've been doing this for me 30 years as chief, and I never did any of it or any recognition.
On May the 5th of this year, he responded to a call of a vehicle accident with entrapment. Being first on the scene, he was able to free the female driver and stabilize her until transport to Vanderbilt Hospital was arranged. The driver was placed on life support and spent a significant time in the hospital with numerous fractures, but has since had a full recovery. The driver of the vehicle credits Chief Bragg for saving her life. Bragg says this is a testament to the entire department at Austin Tracy.
Yeah, I've got a great crew. I couldn't do it without them. It's not a one-man show. It's everybody has to pull their weight.
Congratulations to Chief Larry Bragg on being named Volunteer Chief of the Year. A revolutionary pilot program benefiting Caverna High School students as well as local business owners was highlighted during the Kiwanis Club of Caverna meeting on Tuesday, with WKU partnering with Caverna High School on the TOPS program. The program allows Caverna students to work for local businesses during the summer, and in addition to receiving regular wages, they can earn scholarships to be used towards dual credit classes at WKU. The program is the only one of its kind and is an expansion of WKU's Earn and Learn program. Ms. Leslie Leslie Whitty from WKU presented details to the club and was joined by Caverna student Katrina Hensley, who took part of the program and is taking dual credit classes currently with funds provided by the program. Local businesses Hidden River Cave, Replica Screen Printing, Houck Insurance Agency, and Sahara Steakhouse partnered with the schools and employed Caverna students in the program over the summer. WKU and Caverna hope to continue their partnership and are looking at how to expand the program. Also, the Kiwanis Club of Caverna was able to share the wealth and make its first official donation. The club raised a total of almost $1,000 for their future service projects during their charter night at the club, presented a check for $500 to the Caverna High School culinary program. Miss Emily Murray was on hand to receive the check, and Miss Murray is leading the program and instructing students in culinary arts and service. The program is designed to help the students prepare for possible careers in the food service and culinary arts business. More local news when we continue here on WCLU.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry. Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
And in more local news at this hour, Godstock. Hillview Heights Church's annual community-wide celebration of life in Jesus begins one night earlier this year, Thursday night, September the 6th. And for the first time, Highland Hills Church in Glasgow will be leading a new Thursday night worship set, which begins at 7:30 p.m. Friday and Saturday night worship begins at 7 p.m. and will be led by Hillview Heights Church in Bowling Green. Godstock will take place on the Highland Games Field at the Barren River State Park. It is a fun-filled weekend with now 3 nights of powerful worship services. Kentucky State Police Post 3 Commander Captain Tim Adams is reporting the following activity by the troopers and detectives for the month of August 2018. There were 1,167 citations, 226 of which were speeding, 124 seatbelt violations, 10 DUI arrests, 1,071 complaints, 87 collisions investigated, criminal cases open, 48, and 146 criminal arrests. Kentucky State Post 3 covers Allen, Barron, Butler, Edmondson, Hart, Logan, Simpson, and Warren counties. KSP will be having periodic traffic safety checkpoints throughout the 8 counties of the Post 3 area in the upcoming months. If you approach one of these checkpoints, be prepared to produce your own operator's license, valid proof of insurance, and the registration receipt for the vehicle of your driving. For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce. Right now it's 71 degrees here in downtown Glasgow on this beautiful Tuesday morning.
At U.S. Bank, we're proud to be part of our community. All of our great community events inspire more than just the attendees. They inspire the entire community. U.S. Bank is committed to making the communities in which we work and live a better place. Our commitment means supporting the programs and organizations that enrich the quality of life for our neighbors. Because when our community succeeds, everyone wins. All of us serving you. U.S. Bank, member FDIC.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Jaleesa Chapman. A Kentucky Democratic state lawmaker says his son's life is in God's hands. State Representative Chris Harris took to Facebook Monday to update friends, family members, and voters about his son Corbin after he fell from a balcony at his Lexington apartment last week. Harris says Corbin's condition has not worsened, but it also hasn't gotten any better. Authorities in Estill County say a dog may be to blame for a pair of ginseng hunters who went missing over the weekend. Lieutenant Ronnie Conrad with the Estill County Rescue Squad told WYMT Monday they found a father and his daughter after their dog reportedly knocked their vehicle into gear. It rolled into a local creek and got stuck.
We even took the search dog and all with us to hunt for them after they've been in the woods. But they was there in the vehicle. It was the easiest search we ever been on.
The Kentucky State Police are not identifying the father and daughter. After a baby was found abandoned outside of a fire station in Warren County last month, Kentucky officials are reminding residents of the Safe Haven Law.
They could take that child to EMS, fire departments, or police officers, police departments, and give the child over. No information will be needed.
Commonwealth Attorney Jackie Steele tells WYMT the Kentucky law allows parents to leave their newborns no more than 30 days old at the select locations. This law gives parents the option to give up their parental rights without facing public ridicule. And public health officials in Kentucky have launched another phase of their campaign to help people who want to give up tobacco. Officials say the new public information campaign by the Department for Public Health includes broadcast, print, and digital ads. I'm Jaleesa Chapman.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Staying safe on the road is everyone's responsibility for motorists and motorcyclists alike. Drivers look out for motorcycles. They can be difficult to see, and bikers do your part in staying visible. Motorcycles have the same rights as every other motor vehicle, and that rider is someone's family member or friend. So drivers, give motorcycles the full lane. No sharing, check your mirrors and blind spots often, and keep a safe following distance. Share the road, not the lane. Bikers' lives depend on it. Paid with federal funds to the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
Visit the Speed Art Museum's new exhibition, Picasso to Pollock. Opening June 16th, explores 72 rare masterworks from the early 20th century when artists shattered norms in reaction to an ever-changing world. Come see a show where art meets history and competing artists were looked upon as superheroes on exclusive loan from the Eskenazi Museum of Art at Indiana University. Get your tickets now at speedmuseum.org.
South Central Kentucky Monuments in Glasgow wants you to know that if you've recently lost a loved one or if you're thinking about a pre-need monument, they're here to make the process as stress-free as possible. With plenty of examples and a multitude of custom options, South Central Kentucky Monuments has the ability to offer you exactly what you want or help steer you in the right direction based on your preferences. Let my friends David, Jerry, and Adam Jesse provide the service and craftsmanship you deserve. To learn more, visit southcentralkymonuments.com.
Local news time from WCLU is 6:20. We have 71 degrees. We're going to break the 90s again today, and looks like again tomorrow as well. Ray says maybe 88 degrees by Thursday. We'll check in with him in just a couple of minutes. In area funeral announcements this hour, Brenda Gallup Hull, age 64, of Burkesville, formerly of Tompkinsville, died Sunday at Monroe County Medical Center. She was a homemaker and a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. On October the 24th of 1970 in Nashville, she married Tom Hull, who survives, of Burkesville. Brenda is also survived by 4 sons, James T. Hull of Louisville, Christopher Michael Hull of Tompkinsville, Jeremy Hull of Burkesville, and Kenneth Hull of Tompkinsville. 13 grandchildren and 2 great-grandchildren. 3 sisters, Catherine Pritchett of Wisconsin, Joan Nevette of Connecticut, Patricia Rice of Ohio, and 2 brothers, Joseph Carter of Indiana and James Gallup of Tompkinsville. Funeral services for Brenda Gallup Hull will be at 2 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon at the Oakley Tribble Funeral Home. Burial will follow in the Old Mount Hermon Cemetery. Visitation after 9 o'clock Wednesday until time for service. Donations are suggested to help with funeral expenses. Funeral services for Lyda Louise Jones Smith, age 75, of Bowling Green, formerly of Cumberland County, will be at 11 o'clock on Wednesday morning at the Burkesville First United Methodist Church. The body will lie in repose, and the family will receive friends from 4 until 7 p.m. at the church today, and again from 9 a.m. until the funeral hour on Wednesday. The Norris New Funeral Home is honored to be in charge of the arrangements. Memorials are suggested to the Burkesville First United Methodist Church in her memory. Funeral services for Charles Wayne Webb, age 63, of Bowling Green, will be today at 2 o'clock at the Hardy & Son Bowling Green Chapel, with burial to follow in the Fairview Cemetery, number 2. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day, free online at WCLUradio.com. There is no login necessary.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Check out the deals at Gilliard Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Save big on summer adventure during our Jeep Celebration event. How about saving up to $5,800 off the factory MSRP on a new 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee? Or choose up to $4,000 off the new 2018 Jeep Renegade. Now you can save up to $3,750 off on the newly redesigned 2019 Jeep Cherokee.
If car shopping makes you nervous, come to the home of legendary service.
625, 71 degrees at WCLU. Let's turn to local sports. The fifth quarter youth rally is coming up at Glasgow Cumberland Presbyterian Church on Friday night after the football games. Doors will open at 9:30, and then on Saturday, September the 8th, games will begin at 2 p.m., followed by worship and a cookout. Trey Bradley with the Clayton King Ministries will be speaking. All teens are invited to hear Trey speak on how Jesus can change your life for the good. The Glasgow Worship Collective, a consortium of local musicians, will bring praise music and song both of those days. Registration is ongoing now through the 6th of September for the Barron County Family YMCA's Lifeguard Training Course. Classes will meet on Mondays and Thursdays from 5 until 9 p.m., beginning on September the 10th. And Youth and Family Field Day coming up this Saturday from 8 until 3 at the Barron River Rod and Gun Club. The first 200 to arrive from 8 until 10 will receive a free breakfast. Youth events are free and a low cost for adult events. Event times are posted on the website at barronriverrodandgun.com. For more information, call Joe or Tom Fox at 270-404-6494. And that's a check of local sports.
Do you use a debit card? Do you get paid by direct deposit or have a monthly bill set up for auto payment? Do you like the convenience of online banking and the efficiency of e-statements? If so, Citizens First Platinum Plus checking account is for you. Stop by Citizens First today to open your Platinum Plus account and start earning real interest on your money.
Qualifications must be met each statement cycle to earn premium interest rates. Required minimum opening deposit of $100. Interest earned, compounded, and paid monthly. Interest rate is subject to change. Must be a Kentucky or Tennessee resident. One account per Social Security number. Member FDIC.
Why don't we go ahead and set the stage weather-wise today? It's going to be another warm one, and we're going to have to stay in touch with Ray Static to kind of watch how this tropical storm turning Hurricane Gordon is going to affect us. But so far, Ray,
high pressure still hanging on as we get into this abbreviated work week. Well, for some of us, most of us probably. Hope you enjoyed your Labor Day holiday. We'll roll through the next few days with high pressure, kind of hanging on and keeping us dry and keeping Gordon, which is a tropical system in the Gulf of Mexico, away from us. Some of that moisture eventually could be hung up in a front, and by late week and into the upcoming weekend, you might be able to make a case that some leftover moisture from Gordon is going to get drawn into that front and pulled east. I think through today, though, we'll just see a few clouds, some high clouds. Very warm this morning for this time of year, and warm this afternoon to hot, 93. Tonight, isolated showers and thunderstorms. Later at night, 70 degrees. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, isolated showers and thunderstorms up near 90 again. Then on Thursday, we'll have some showers and thunderstorms around in the first part of the day, upper 80s. Friday, some thunderstorms early with highs in the upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Our WCLU constant coverage and studio radar screen is crystal clear this morning. We didn't get any rainfall in the past 24 hours. Our barometer is still up there at 30.22, and the winds are out of the southeast at a couple of miles an hour, 95% humidity. The scoop on Gordon is that the center of the landfall is going to be in southern Mississippi. So it looks like that'll be the middle of the action, but over into Alabama and into the panhandle of Florida and back into northeast Texas, that's the potential for problems, and those probably will change hourly as Gordon makes its move. 71 degrees, 629.
A property located at Barren River Lake will be for sale at auction on September the 6th at 5 p.m., and you'll want to take down the address because this is your opportunity to acquire a well-maintained and improved property on the Jackson Trail subdivision. That's 553 Certain Lane in Glasgow. Again, the auction will take place on Thursday, September the 6th at 5 p.m., and will be conducted by Haley Auctions and Realty. You'll notice the care that's been given to this property at first glance with impressive landscaping and an asphalt driveway. With 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a large kitchen, and full basement, this home could serve many purposes, from dream home to vacation home. It's just a short walk to the shoreline of Barren River Lake. It's a brick home with central heat and air on just over an acre. And Haley Auctions and Realty is excited for this auction of opportunity for someone looking for just the right home. The terms of this auction are a 7% buyer's premium and 10% down the day of auction. The property being sold is considered as is and where is. That's 553 Certain Lane in Glasgow on September the 6th at 5 p.m. Tim Haley, principal broker and auctioneer. For more information, contact Haley Auctions and Realty at 270-726-2900 or visit their website at haleyauctionsandrealty.com. That's HALEY auctionsandrealty.com.
What time is it? It's burger o'clock. Head to Colton's Steakhouse and Grill for lunch. Get a hamburger, cheeseburger, or Montana burger and fries for only $6.99. These fresh ground half-pound burgers are handcrafted, grilled over open flames, and made to order. All meals include peanuts and hot, delicious rolls and honey. Colton's Steakhouse and Grill in Glasgow, Bardstown, Campbellsville, and Radcliffe. We know what's at stake. And burgers, too.
6:30 on WCLU, 72 degrees. Temperature already jumping up there. Tonight, Edie Bell is going to be giving hints on gardening to attract birds. Yes, you want birds in your garden. It's a good thing. And tonight at 6 o'clock at the Mary Wood Weldon Memorial Library, Miss Edie Bell will give some hints, and she'll also share some seeds and plants to help you get started, so be aware of that. Wednesday of this week, the Daughters of the American Revolution are going to meet at 1 o'clock at Lyra B. Mitchell Clubhouse. Glasgow attorney Brian Pack will be the guest speaker with the topic of the Kentucky Supreme Court. Should be very interesting indeed. Visitors are welcome. We need to take care of some birthdays this morning. Ralphie's Fun Center says we know how to take care of birthdays.
When was the last time you got your Ralphie on? What's getting your Ralphie on, you ask? When you're winning prizes and lighting up the score in the arcade, you're getting your Ralphie on. When you're dancing under the lights on roller skates, you've turned on your inner Ralphies. When you bring your coworkers to bowl in the business league, your office staff has clocked in on Ralphie's time. If you suffer from symptoms such as lack of fun, feeling bored, if you get frequent urges to act like it's your birthday, or if you're just not smiling enough, you need to go to Ralphie's. That's Ralphie's Fun Center in Glasgow. A great place for any party, event, field trip, or church group. Get your Ralphie on.
None of those have anything to do with birthdays. But, hey, we're on the reason we're doing this is to share birthdays with special folks here on the 4th day of September, and we got quite a few coming at us here. For example, Mr. Keith Light. Keith is 56 today. How about Debbie Jones? Debbie celebrating. Mr. Jake Dickinson celebrates a birthday today. Mary Simone. Brandy Pendergraft. Ruby Hayes has a birthday. Sherry Paul is celebrating today, too. I think Sherry is 34 today, if I did the math right. We have anniversaries. Harold and Pat Fant with a birthday. Dillard and Mary Rigsby. The Rigsbys are celebrating their 53rd wedding anniversary today. Congratulations. And we have Tyler and Christian England.
I got another one.
Sorry, wait a minute. It's Tyler and Christina England. Yeah. I didn't read the writing right. Okay.
Donita writes in the comments on Facebook Live, Lisa McDaniel, their daughter, has a birthday today. So
okay. I know
add Lisa on there.
Okay. Lisa McDaniel. So we will be up to date there. And
that is the most convenient way to do it. If you're watching there, just put it in the comments. We'll get it on.
Yeah, that's right, because we're watching those, or you're watching those, and I'm just trying to read your handwriting, which is not that tough. Christina and Tyler England. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Thank you for the nice calls here at WCLU at 651-9149 or 800-956-1023. Online here at WCLUradio.com, and we are barreling right back at you with the archive straight ahead.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
All right, Robert, thanks a bunch. 72 degrees, 634 at WCLU. It's Tuesday morning. Just keep saying that to yourself. It's Tuesday because I've already blown it several times thinking it was Monday, but we're doing Tuesday, and we're doing the Tuesday Archives, where we learn about our past. We can make plans for our future, but we certainly can enjoy our present. Joseph A. Wade, Industrial Hardware Services, is the sponsor of the archives, and we're going to crack open the vault a brand new month. We're going to look at September for the first time after this word from Joseph A. Wade.
15,000 inventory items, custom brake hoses while you wait, cylinder repair. Is there anything Joseph A. Wade can't do? Well, one thing's for sure, Joseph A. Wade Incorporated serves a large community of people who believe there's no job they can't do, and that's the same attitude Joseph A. Wade has in their line of work. So for the smallest screws, Allen wrenches, or drill bits, or even a 5-stage hydraulic cylinder measuring 25 feet in length, Joseph A. Wade's motto, no problem. Joseph A. Wade Incorporated, 311 Industrial Drive, Glasgow.
6:35. Mr. Sam Terry is with us today to help us delve into the archives for the month of September. How are you this morning, Sam?
Doing well, Henry. How are you today?
I'm doing real good. I'm just excited about all the wonderful things coming up here in our community, and we're going to turn up the heat a little bit and talk about the famous Harvest of History that's coming up on September the 21st and the 22nd. Tours will begin from the Cultural Center at 6 p.m., and the last tour will leave at 8 p.m. It's amazing. I've had, over the last, week or so, more and more people talking about how that they are looking forward to it. People that, that I have never actually seen there are telling me all about the fact they've been every year. So I think that there's a good following, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of the folks who are going to be, recognized here in the Harvest of History. For example, we're going to meet a lady named Berta Lovelady Church. You got to love that name. Berta Lovelady Church. She was a grandmother in the 1940s. and she's going to be portrayed by a descendant of hers, a young lady named Nikki Poland. Now, how neat is that going to be, Sam?
I think that'll be fascinating. I don't know anything much about Berta Church, but she sounds like an interesting lady.
Yeah.
And I'll look forward to learning about her life.
Well, you know, grandmothers in the 1940s, that was a challenging time coming through the war, and you know, a lot of grandmothers in the 40s had raised children, you know, with their husbands overseas, but it's going to be kind of neat. And certainly having the actual connection, family connection, Miss Nikki Poland will do a great job, I'm sure, on portraying Berta Lovelady Church. So let's put one of those names down there. And anyway, we want to make sure and get that on there, okay? The future. And remember, it's talk about the tickets are on sale now at the Cultural Center. You can come see local history through dramatic reenactments of the lives of the people who lived it. I don't know who wrote that line, but I like that line right there, Sam. You might have written that line.
Can't take credit for that.
Yeah, but it's a good one.
But we're all looking forward to it.
Yes, indeed. All right, we've got, let's see here. We've got, first of all, let's go back to 1918. 100 years ago. This is one of those things you just don't think about. It was this day in 1918 that under the new draft law, which became effective last Saturday, became law last Saturday, as it says here in the Republican, all men from age 18 to 45, inclusive, must register on Thursday, September the 12th. However, they do have to come to the county seat. They do not have to come to the county seat, but they can register at their regular voting place. So, you know, actually, I think I registered for the draft at the post office maybe, but back in 1918, you could go to your regular voting place, which...
Interesting concept.
Yeah, I didn't realize those were manned year-round, but nonetheless, you could, on the 12th, you could come out there and actually sign up to be in the new draft. You actually had to. Part of the law, 1918. Of course, we were all worried about World War I and worried about, you know, having enough manpower to fight the dreadful war, so maybe that was a good way to deal with it. 1918. All right, 1928, this was the story in the Republican. This day 90 years ago, the connecting link through Glasgow, connecting the Jackson Highway through town, has completed. And now the tourists, as well as local travel, skim right through Glasgow on one of the finest rock asphalt roads in the country. Tourists are now coming this way on US 31, making direct connection between north and south. So we very quietly improved the tourism business around here because we had a rock asphalt road to let tourists come through here and see what we had, making their way on Highway 31.
That was a, excuse me, Henry.
That's all right. You're the man that's got the information. Tell me.
Well, that was a huge achievement for Glasgow, and it improved streets within the community, especially South Green Street, which at the time would have been commonly known as Maple Drive, and North Ray Street. And I grew up with a grandfather who was living on North Ray Street to go to high school in 1928, and he marveled that the newly paved street was a perfect place to roller skate. And he and his friends made use of that. Hopefully the tourists didn't get in their way.
Right. They could. I guess could they skate to school? You think?
Might be kind of hard getting to the hill.
Yeah, it could be. It's an uphill push there. But how about that? 1928. It improved for tourists and for the youngsters as well. It just was all around a good move. Now, we always we seem to report in the news almost bad news, and sometimes we do a better job of that than the bad news. But this is a story out of 1938 from Summershade, Kentucky. And here's the story, Sam. Virgil Whitlow and family have a narrow escape. What came near being a serious wreck took place last Friday afternoon, just as the terrible electrical storm was coming on near Mr. Hag Norman's. Mr. Virgil Whitlow and family were returning home from the circus at Glasgow, and they were meeting a wagon when a truck loaded with logs passed the wagon and ran into Mr. Whitlow's car and smashed it up quite a bit, but nobody was hurt seriously. They escaped with a few cuts and bruises, but it was Providence that took care of them, it seems, from being seriously, if not fatally, injured. What about that? The elements of disaster are all through this story. First of all, electrical storms, they can be standalone disasters. A truck loaded with logs, passing somebody, no less, an impatient driver of the log truck, probably trying to get out of the storm, you think? But it was Summershade, Kentucky, 1938. Narrow escape. Now, here's some use of local civic folks, use of good money, and just an all-around good gesture. Listen to this story from 1948, Sam. The Glasgow Lions Club has established a playground on a lot purchased from Mr. Lon Coulter, adjacent to the new Baptist Chapel on West Front Street. So far, 6 swings have been installed, and other equipment is expected shortly. Now, Mr. Coulter, get this, who sold the lot, then turned around and donated $200 on the equipment outlay. We say a very generous gesture by this bustling businessman, I would say, and it's good to make a note of that, too, for establishing the playground, the Glasgow Lions Club, getting that property from Mr. Coulter. What do you think? We needed playgrounds.
Absolutely, and I'm sure the neighborhood kids enjoyed that for quite a long period of time.
Yeah, that's right. And the Lions Club kicking it in right there, helping coordinate everything. 1958, this was a very unfortunate accident near Abingdon, Virginia. This day in 1958, it was on a Wednesday afternoon. Hospitalized was one of Glasgow's finest ladies and her 2 daughters. Mrs. Cecil Wilson and her daughter, Cecile, and Sue Nancy were en route to Charlottesville, Virginia, when a car driven by a soldier pulled across the road directly into the path of their car, driven by Miss Cecile. Mrs. Wilson suffered a slight concussion and a broken rib. Cecile suffered face lacerations, and Sue Nancy received a broken toe and a bruised knee. That's another lucky escape for sure. If you think about how dangerous that could have been, and everybody got hurt, just nobody terribly bad. 1958. And some very well-known local citizens there. But they were pretty, of course, to be in a wreck like that far away from home was probably disturbing in its own right, you think?
Certainly.
1958. All right, 1968, this was a big church dedication day. It was this day in 1968, the first Christian church dedication. It was announced was set for Sunday, September the 8th. And what a beacon of hope and a beacon of strength up on the hill out there on North Ray Street. The first Christian church dedication set. And going strong there at the first Christian church. 1978, we've got, let me back up here just a little bit. In 1978, we had this newfangled thing around here, Sam, and everybody wasn't sure of. It was called the ambulance service. Well, here back in 1978, this story in the Glasgow Daily Times, the Baron Metcalf Ambulance Service delivered a baby weighing less than a pound on the Cumberland Parkway. Now, Ronnie Grimsley and Roger Dale Hurt delivered the baby boy. Of course, that was in the infancy of the ambulance service here, and when I was preparing for today, thinking about this story, some of the other ways we used to respond to emergencies like that, just because of the way it was done, the baby might not have had a chance to survive. But with the ambulance service and the equipment and the training, this little 1-pound fellow was delivered in 1978.
It would be interesting to know if there were more details in that story. It's actually not been that long ago since our local newspapers published the list of the ambulance runs.
Oh, yes.
Where they picked up the patient and who the patient was and where they took them. So
that is the
HIPAA laws haven't always been around.
That's the opposite of the HIPAA law. And I don't know if you remember this or not. I remember this. I don't know if I ever did it or not, but radio stations used to read the daily admissions to the hospital and dismissals. Admitted to the hospital today was blank, 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 and these folks got out of the hospital. Which is like, I don't know, that's like a valuable information to criminals, for sure.
Yes.
And a big HIPAA violation, too. Anyway, that was 1978. Let's go to 1988, a sad day for all of us around here in 1988. This was the day that local attorney George J. Ellis Jr. died at the age of 81. Well, most of us remember seeing Mr. George J. Ellis walk over there with his stately gait and always finely dressed and always a fun guy to see. He passed away this day in 1988, Sam. Anything you want to say about that?
I agree with everything you said. He was a great person.
Yes, no question about it. And, whenever you stopped to talk to him, you did so because he was just a nice guy to talk to. You didn't necessarily have a bulletin to share with him or need something from him. You just talked to him because he's a nice guy. All right, speaking of nice guys, let's move to this story here. In 1998, it was this day that W.D. Jigger Aspley retired from the T.J. Sampson Board of Directors, and Mr. Aspley was replaced by Ms. Ellen Bale. Now, Mr. Aspley actually spent a great number of years on the hospital board and was instrumental in some of the, seemingly radical moves to change things and do things that turned out to make a whole lot of sense. He was a very good board member indeed, as Miss Ellen Bale was when she replaced him.
Absolutely.
And then in 2008, this was 10 years ago, that people from all over the state were attending the annual Watermelon Festival in Monroe County. Now, whoever set the Watermelon Festival date was very, very smart, because the Watermelon Festival is always at the most scorching time of the year. You think about today, we got a 93-degree temperature reading. It could be coming out there. Folks coming to Monroe County for the Watermelon Festival would just lap up that watermelon with the warm and humid temperatures this time of the year. And everybody had a good time, as they say. A good time was had by all, I guess. It's in the archives. Sam Terry joining us here. Sam, we always appreciate your input and wisdom. And Sam's going to be one of the actors in the Harvest of History. We're going to talk about your character here in a few days. We're just going to try to draw a big picture and get everybody ready for it and think about the dates, the 21st and the 22nd of September. Tickets available. So it's going to be a fun month. Thank you, Sam. You can tell by the way the first day of the month started off, every day is going to be pretty fun.
It is, indeed.
And we will reconvene tomorrow and talk about our past. Helps us put things in perspective. And thanks to our sponsors, Joseph A. Wade, Industrial Hardware Services. 10 minutes till 7 o'clock.
Let me ask you something. What do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see a bundle, a combo deal? That's how other insurance companies see them. But a State Farm agent sees so much more, because a State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just four walls and four wheels. They see the things you've worked really hard for. So why not give them the protection they deserve? Call State Farm agent Mike Bryant in Glasgow at 270-651-3608.
Let me jump up here and add another birthday. We just learned from, we learned from Jonathan Houchin, who's watching on Facebook Live today, that his brother, Jay Houchin, has a birthday today. So, brother wants to say happy birthday to Jay Houchin. Happy birthday, Jay, from your brother Jonathan there. Now, we have a request for Good as Gold. Let's talk about that today. And we really appreciate folks doing such a good job of getting their requests in. And we had the request to be sure and get these in at least 2 weeks in advance, and folks are doing better at that. Gives us a chance to kind of get it closer to where folks want it if we have enough time to manipulate it a little bit. So be sure and go online, WCLUradio.com, and you will see where you nominate people to be good as gold. Just like today, Kenny Dale Mullins was nominated to be good as gold. Now, Kenny had a birthday on Monday, August the 27th, and Rita Gillen nominated him to be good as gold, and it was his birthday back then, so we just needed to get that worked out to where we could. So if you happen to see Kenny Dale Mullins around today, what you need to do is to pat him on the back and tell him he's good as gold from his friends here at WCLU and a little taste of Texas, where they are going to be enjoying every bit of cranking back up here on Tuesday. Folks, it's going to be a good day down there because it's going to be the day you come down and you actually get your week started off right by having dinner at a little taste of Texas. And everybody enjoys that, looks forward to that. Maybe you can too. 653 WCLU.
Congratulations. Are you excited about the new job?
Yes, but I don't know what to do with my 401k.
That's a big decision. As a Modern Woodman financial representative, I can explain your options and help you to make the best choice. I'm Anthony Mike. Call me today at 427-6807.
Get to know your local Modern Woodman representative to plan for your financial future and learn about valuable member benefits. Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures. Securities offered through MWA Financial Services, Inc., a wholly owned subsidiary of Modern Woodman of America.
Hey, Coach Jay Hart. How about we play a little old school trivia?
All right, Stuck Tony. I'm a trivia guy, and old school is just my style.
Who has the freshest salads in town?
Easy. That would be the Old School Cafe.
Right, but who has the sweetest donuts?
Again, it has to be the Old School Cafe.
Man, you're on a roll. Speaking of rolls, how about the freshest, biggest, best cinnamon rolls?
No brainer again, Stuck Tony. It's the Old School Cafe. Folks, if you want the freshest salads, the sweetest donuts, and the biggest and best cinnamon rolls this side of anywhere, then make it the Old School Cafe.
The Old School Cafe is operated by Metcalfe County High School students. Is located in the old Metcalfe County High School cafeteria on West Stockton Street in Edmonton. And hey, there's nothing trivial about that.
The Old School Cafe is open for breakfast 6 to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday, 7 to 10 on Saturdays, open for lunch 11 to 1 Monday through Friday.
Come visit us at the Old School Cafe.
654 WCLU and 72 degrees. I want to tell you that we're going to talk about the weather forecast here just in a second. And let me look over here. One more thing I'm looking for. I told you about that, and I told you about that. So I think that we must be pretty much up to date on things. I do want to remind you, though, that there's going to be a computer class on Facebook at the Marywood Weldon Library coming up this Friday. Classes begin at 9:30. Now, we have a lot of folks who tune in on Facebook, and it's always a handy thing. And actually, here's Wes handing me the telephone here with lots of where are we? Okay, Cody Meek is watching. Wayne Hatcher, your mother-in-law is watching. Ann Steenbergen is watching, and I see we've got Nicole Vance personally. Miss Nicole is watching today, and let's see, we got, and some folks can actually hear Hank. He's down there talking down the hallway, getting his voice tuned up for Montessori school today. So anyway, if you want to know how to communicate through Facebook, this class that they're going to have at the library on Friday, September the 7th, you can learn more about it. And there's a lot to know about Facebook, and many of us only know as much as we've been able to figure out ourselves, which is probably not the best way to do it. Come on down to this class at 9:30 on Friday morning at the Marywood Weldon Library. You'll look forward to it. 656 South Central Bank says, let's check the forecast.
South Central Bank is a locally owned bank that cares about you and our community, too.
My name's Roger Mercer. My wife and I, Terry, own Southern Kentucky Collision here in Glasgow. It's a collision repair center. We've been dealing with South Central Bank for probably 23, 24 years. They've always been good to us. They're a hometown bank. South Central Bank's been a really big part of our business as far as the growth. They've been there for us when we needed to borrow money to grow, and we appreciate that very much from South Central Bank.
South Central Bank, small enough to know you, big enough to help. Member FDIC.
Today, it's just see a few clouds, some high clouds. Very warm this morning for this time of year, and warm this afternoon to hot, 93. Tonight, isolated showers and thunderstorms later at night, 70 degrees. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, isolated showers and thunderstorms up near 90 again. Then on Thursday, we'll have some showers and thunderstorms around in the first part of the day, upper 80s. Friday, some thunderstorms early with highs in the upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. We haven't had any rain in the past 24 hours, even though I caught a sprinkle out my back door, but it didn't register anything. Yeah, Hank's yelling my name out. I thought maybe he was going to tell me something about the weather. The barometer is at 30.22. No rainfall the past 24 hours, and the winds are out of the southeast at a couple of miles an hour. 95% humidity. 72 degrees at WCLU this morning. Weather brought to you by your friends at South Central Bank.
The university scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is no science greater than magic. And that's why the mystery remains.
Hi, I'm Eddie Bruner, and yes, technically I am the magic man, but there's no magic to it. It's honesty, knowledge, and paying the best prices I can pay.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Queen.
You know what? This may go against what you've been told, but when we think about ourselves, it's okay to think great thoughts. In Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 17, the Bible says, "The Lord your God is in your midst, a mighty one who will save. He'll rejoice over you with gladness. He will quiet you by his love. He will exult over you with loud singing." What if every day you thought about yourself as the object of the eternal God's love? What if you started your day by thinking about the fact that God thinks of you? What if you started your day by considering the fact that God sings about you? We should be thinking great thoughts of ourselves because God loves us. This has been Bart Warren for the South Green Street Church of Christ.
Thank you, Bart. It's 7 o'clock, which means we got to move forward here and play trivia. Trivia today brought to you by Dego's and Garcia's. You talk about a mighty fine place to enjoy a meal, whether it's lunch, whether it's dinner, whether it's a quick business lunch or a big family get-together. Dego's and Garcia's makes it right. Plus, I'm hearing more and more good news about the meat counter that they have out there at Dego's. Folks are just really enjoying fixing their own meals from the selection of meats at Dego's.
For an intimate setting with family and friends, everyone knows the place to go in Glasgow is Garcia's Grill. But did you know about Dego's Place? It's next to the TJ Health Pavilion in the former Plum Yum location. Also owned by Armando and family at Garcia's Grill. When you're talking Mexican food, it's all about the ingredients, and Armando uses only the best ingredients at both Garcia's and Dego's Place. The difference is Dego's Place is a little more casual, and you also get to pick your sauces, cheeses, herbs, and spices. So if you've never tried Dego's Place, you'll love the authentic Mexican flavors made with the finest ingredients. That's Dego's Place, owned and operated by the same folks at Garcia's Grill.
It makes it good, too. Here we go with the trivia question today. 651-9149-800-956-1023. If you can answer this question, you're going to be our first winner of trivia for the month of September. Here we go. Now, we've got a lot of folks calling in already with the answer, even before I get the question asked. So let me get the question asked right here. A little history for you on the Apollo 11 moon mission, which astronauts stayed aloft in the command module while Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walked on the moon. It's the third man out, is what I'm looking for here. Apollo 11, Neil Armstrong walked on the moon, so did Buzz Aldrin. But who stayed back? Good morning, trivia.
Gus Grissom.
No, it's not right. Apollo 11 moon mission. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walked on the moon. What's the name of the astronaut who kept the car in park? Trivia.
Michael Collins.
That's right. And who's this speaking?
It's Benny Lyle.
Benny, what you doing?
We're just at work, getting ready for a big week.
Yeah, well, it is going to be a big week this week. Of course, I guess it's a short week, but all weeks are big weeks, aren't they? When you're in the school business, for sure.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to say. Every week's a big week.
Well, so you probably remember when they walked on the moon. You were a little fella.
I was a little guy, but some vague memories of that, yeah.
Yeah, and so when you think about it, Michael Collins, he's the guy that's, he didn't get to walk on the moon, but boy, the other two guys that did walk on the moon kind of depended on him to be there when they got ready to leave.
They would have been in bad shape without him.
That's right. He's probably one of those great quotes when they left is, "Wait for us."
yeah, leave the engine running.
But nonetheless, that was an important part. I'm sure it was all types of instrumentation that he had to watch and this and that and this and that. But nonetheless, it was a team effort.
If you've ever been down to Kennedy, you can see the control panel and all, and they say we probably got more in the phone I'm talking on right now than what he had back in the day.
Yeah, that's right. It is. Technology has, and a lot of the things that we have that we use actually directly originated in trying to get the space program accelerated too.
Yeah, true.
So, nonetheless, you've done what you like to win at the first of the month. And
well,
you've done well.
Get in early, and they walked on the moon, and we'll walk to Garcia.
That's right. That's a great play. We can go out the back door and be there actually before they get there.
That's it. Yeah.
All right, Dr. Benny Lyle. Thanks for tuning in, sir.
All right. Thanks, Henry.
Bye, Benny Lyle. That's right. It is Michael Collins. Remember that name. That's the. Of course, Neil Armstrong. He gets the headlines, and Buzz Aldrin gets almost the same headlines. But back in the ship in park was Michael Collins, a very important job for the astronaut for sure. So we're off and running here in September, and thanks to Benny Lyle and thanks to everybody for playing trivia. We enjoy convening each and every day, and a special thank you to Dego's Place and to Garcia's for providing a $5 off coupon for somebody who just likes to show their smarts.
CBS News Update. Abortion, gay rights, guns, and President Trump himself are all expected to be hot topics at confirmation hearings beginning in the Senate today for Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh. Legal analyst Thane Rosenbaum.
The Judiciary Committee is going to have specific questions about Judge Kavanaugh's views about the powers of the presidency and executive privilege. Kavanaugh has written that a sitting president should not be subject to criminal indictment or civil suit. He even once expressed that the Supreme Court should not have required President Nixon to turn over his secret recordings during the Watergate investigation.
Lawmakers have piles of new information about Kavanaugh's work history to go through. Here's CBS's Laura Podesta.
Less than 24 hours before the hearing, a lawyer for former President Bush released 42,000 new documents. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer called it absurd, tweeting, "Not a single senator will be able to review these records."
CBS News Update.
This is WCLU Glasgow, WCLU FM Munfordville, W253BN Glasgow. Services of Royce Radio Incorporated.
I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. As recent history tells us, disasters can happen. It's impossible to prepare for everything, but it is possible to prepare for what happens next. And that's where we come in. At ISU Pettigo-Lessenberry Insurance Agency, we can provide you with many options as an independent agency. And it's our job to make sure you know about all the what-ifs so that your policy has you prepared for what happens next. So just ask us. We'd be honored that you did. Just give us a call at 651-8837. We're ISU Pettigo-Lessenberry Insurance Agency. Growing with a proud community since since 1902.
Everybody wants to feel good about their pharmacy, but in the quest for good health, price does become a factor. In Glasgow, we have a pharmacy that has been able to combine customer service with the lowest possible price day in and day out. That pharmacy is Park Avenue Pharmacy. Ask your friends. They'll tell you that when comparing the price of prescription drugs time and time again, Park Avenue Pharmacy is the lowest price. And with full-time pharmacists and friendly faces you should request the prescriptions be filled at Park Avenue Pharmacy. Park Avenue Pharmacy is located in the Park Avenue Shopping Center, easy to get to from anywhere. Phone 651-5156. You can get low prices and full service. Simply trust Park Avenue Pharmacy in Glasgow.
One more quick birthday before we get into the news here at 7 o'clock. It's Brayley J. Scott. Brayley J. Scott is turning 9 today. That's from Jameson and Nana.
You know you can depend on WCLU for local news on the air, online, on demand at WCLUradio.com.
For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce reporting. The Glasgow Police Department has reported that 17-year-old Michaela Mars has been found. 17-year-old Michaela Mars of Glasgow has been located, and according to police, the child had been missing since Friday. No details about her location have been released, but according to their Facebook page, she is safe. Larry Bragg has been chief of the Austin Tracy Volunteer Fire Department for nearly 30 years. He was one of the founding members of the department in 1984, and his hard work and dedication to the community was recognized by a group of his peers recently as the Kentucky Association of Fire Chiefs named Larry Bragg Volunteer Chief of the Year. Bragg heads up all the training within the department and helps to organize fundraisers, writing grants, and mechanical maintenance. He also responds to 90% of the department's calls. One example of his willingness to respond quickly was last year when a small aircraft crashed into Fountain Run. Bragg was first on the scene and set up command for the operation. Bragg says he is honored for this recognition, but he never seeks it.
Well, it's something that I would have never thought I would get. It's a privilege to be even nominated, much less get the award. I've been doing this for me 30 years as chief, and I never did any of it or any recognition.
On May the 5th of this year, he responded to a call of a vehicle accident with entrapment. Being first on the scene, he was able to free the female driver and stabilize her until transport to Vanderbilt Hospital was arranged. The driver was placed on life support and spent a significant time in the hospital with numerous fractures, but has since had a full recovery. The driver of the vehicle credits Chief Bragg for saving her life. Bragg says this is a testament to the entire department at Austin Tracy.
Yeah, I've got a great crew. I couldn't do it without them. It's not a one-man show. It's everybody has to pull their weight.
Congratulations to Chief Larry Bragg on being named Volunteer of the Year. A revolutionary pilot program benefiting Caverna High School students as well as local business owners was highlighted during the Kiwanis Club meeting here recently. WKU is partnering with Caverna High School on the TOPS program. This program allows Caverna students to work for local businesses during the summer, and in addition to receiving regular wages, they can earn scholarships to be used towards dual credit classes at WKU. The program is the only one of its kind and is an expansion of WKU's Earn and Learn program. Miss Leslie Whitty from WKU presented details to the club and was joined by Caverna student Katrina Hensley, who took part in the program and is taking dual credit classes currently with funds provided by the program. Local businesses Hidden River Cave Replica Screen Printing, Houck Insurance Agency, and Sahara Steakhouse partnered with the schools and employed Caverna students in the program over the summer. WKU and Caverna hope to continue their partnership and are looking at how to expand that program. And also, the Kiwanis Club of Caverna was able to share the wealth of and make its first donation, official donation as the new chartered club. The club raised a total of almost $1,000 for their future service projects during their charter night, and a $500 check will go to Caverna High School's culinary program. Miss Emily Murray was on hand to receive the check. Miss Murray is leading the program and instructing students in culinary arts and service. The program is designed to help the students prepare for possible careers in the food service and culinary arts for businesses. More local news when we continue here on WCLU.
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Lessenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Easy for you.
And in more local news at this hour, Godstock, Hillview Heights Church's annual community-wide celebration of life in Jesus begins one night earlier this year, Thursday night. That's this Thursday, September the 6th. For the first time, Highland Hills Church in Glasgow will be leading a new Thursday night worship set, which begins at 7:30 p.m. Friday and Saturday night worship begins at 7 p.m. and will be led by the Hillview Heights Church in Bowling Green. Godstock will take place on the Highland Games Field at Barren River Lake State Resort Park. It is a fun-filled weekend with now 3 nights of powerful worship services. Kentucky State Police Post 3 Commander Captain Tim Adams is reporting the following activity by the troopers and detectives for the month of August 2018. Kentucky State Police Post 3 covers Allen, Barron, Butler, Edmondson, Hart, Logan, Simpson, and Warren counties. There were 1,167 citations, 226 of which were speeding tickets, 124 seatbelt violations, 10 DUIs, 1,071 complaints, 87 collisions investigated, 48 criminal cases opened, and 146 criminal arrests. Kentucky State Police will be having periodic traffic safety checkpoints throughout the 8 counties of the Post 3 area in the upcoming months. If you approach one of these checkpoints, be prepared to produce your operator's license, valid proof of insurance, and the registration receipt for the vehicle you are driving. Motorists traveling on I-65 in the northern part of the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet District 3 area may have noticed a lot of orange construction barrels set up along the shoulder area. Preparation for a major resurfacing project on I-65 is currently underway in Barron, Edmondson, and Warren counties. The actual resurfacing of the roadway is expected to begin today. The project resurfaces the entire interstate in both directions between mile marker 35 and mile marker 44 between the hours of 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. When resurfacing begins, it is very important for motorists to slow down and be alert when approaching the construction zone. The interstate will be down to 1 lane during the overnight hours while resurfacing is taking place. A traffic queue is likely to form well in advance of the lane merging for the lane closures. Please use extreme caution and watch for slowed or stopped traffic ahead. It is also important to be aware of approaching vehicles from behind. Law enforcement will be on site during the nighttime lane closures for the duration of the project. Daytime lane closures are also possible, but the interstate will have at least 2 lanes open until 2 lanes close at 7 p.m. This is a project that is expected to be completed in late November, depending on the weather. For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce. Right now it is 7:16 and 72 degrees in downtown Glasgow.
Growth begins with...
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Jaleesa Chapman. The Franklin County Elementary School that was closed after multiple bats were found inside the campus is reopening today. A bat found outside of Hearn Elementary School last week tested positive for rabies. School officials say the building has been thoroughly inspected. State officials are reminding Kentuckians of the safe haven law after a young child was found outside of a fire station in Bowling Green last month. The law allows parents to leave their newborns at staff fire stations, police stations, emergency rooms, or trained churches. Commonwealth Attorney Jackie Steele tells WYMT the safe haven law gives parents the option to give up their parental rights without facing public ridicule.
When you give a mother or a father the ability to turn a child over, they're not only just doing it for themselves, but they're doing it for the child also.
According to Steele, over 3,500 parents have taken advantage of the law nationwide since the early 2000s. Officials in Monroe County are investigating the death of 3 horses and 2 dogs they believe were killed by a large cat or other animal. The animals were found dead on Sunday morning. Multiple wildlife agencies are investigating.
A scene out of a horror movie is what went through my head.
A Clark County woman is warning Kentuckians to lock their car doors after she didn't one night. Allison Rose told WKYT about her recent experience.
My door ajar light was on, and I was like, okay, well, I was stopped, so I checked my door. It wasn't my door, so then I pulled off on the interstate, and I opened my back driver door. The guy's head, just plopped off like it was, resting.
A random man was in her car taking a nap. Sheriff's deputies identified the man as Brandon Adams and charged him with public intoxication. I'm Jaleesa Chapman.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
For fast, easy, and secure electronic banking, Community Trust has a wide variety of banking services to meet your needs, including internet banking, bill pay, and mobile banking. We now have even more great services like Apple Pay, make payments directly from your smartphone, and People Pay, a fast, easy, secure way to send and receive money from your smartphone. Visit us on the internet to learn more at ctbi.com. That's ctbi.com.
Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Alabama, live in concert.
Song of the South.
Friday, December 7th, Rupp Arena, a historic night in Lexington, Kentucky for one night only.
Like Grandma,
Alabama, with Ricky Skaggs.
Stay country boy, country boy.
And the Kentucky Headhunters. Tickets go on sale Friday, September 7th at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com.
If you're gonna play,
presented by iHeartRadio.
fiddle in the band.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Check out the deals at Gilliard Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Save big on summer adventure during our Jeep Celebration event. How about saving up to $5,800 off the factory MSRP on a new 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee? Or choose up to $4,000 off the new 2018 Jeep Renegade. Now you can save up to $3,750 off on the newly redesigned 2019 Jeep Cherokee.
If car shopping makes you nervous, come to the home of legendary service.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Local sports, the 5th quarter youth rally is coming up at Glasgow Cumberland Presbyterian Church on Friday night after the football games. Doors will open at 9:30, and then on Saturday, September the 8th, games will begin at 2 p.m., followed by worship and a cookout. Trey Bradley with the Clayton King Ministries will be speaking. All teens are invited to hear Trey speak on how Jesus can change your life for the good. The Glasgow Worship Collective, a consortium of local musicians, will bring praise music and song both of those days. Registration is ongoing now through the 6th of September for the Barron County Family YMCA's Lifeguard Training Course. Classes will meet on Mondays and Thursdays from 5 until 9 p.m. beginning on September the 10th. And Youth and Family Field Day coming up this Saturday from 8 until 3 at the Barron River Rod and Gun Club. The first 200 to arrive from 8 until 10 will receive a free breakfast. Youth events are free and a low cost for adult to visit. Event times are posted on the website at barronriverrodandgun.com. For more information, call Joe or Tom Fox at 270-404-6494. And that's a check of local sports.
Here's the score from the Kentucky News Network. I'm Scott Fitzgerald. Well, the University of Kentucky football team is back on the practice field again this week. The Cats get a chance to end a 31-year losing streak to the Florida Gators Saturday in Gainesville. Kentucky hasn't beaten Florida since a 10-3 win back in November of 1986. The Cats came close last season but blew a 13-point lead in the fourth quarter to take the heartbreaking loss. Florida defensive back Chauncey Gardner-Johnson guaranteed a win for the Gators yesterday. In college football last night, Josh Jackson threw a pair of touchdowns as number 17 Virginia Tech won 24-3 at 19th-ranked Florida State. To the National Football League, the Bengals are making roster moves with the regular season right around the corner. They've officially re-signed defensive end Michael Johnson yesterday. In a corresponding move, they placed cornerback Devontae Harris on injured reserves. The Bengals also signed quarterback Christian Hackenberg to the practice squad. The regular season opener is Sunday at Indianapolis. And in Major League Baseball yesterday, Adam Frazier going 4 for 4 with 3 RBIs, including a solo homer in the first inning. The Pirates down the Reds 5-1 in Pittsburgh. Matt Harvey gave up 3 runs in 6 frames to take the loss. Both will continue their series tonight. Cody Reed takes the bump for Cincinnati. Well, the Reds may be out of contention in the National League Central. It certainly is one of the hottest races in Major League Baseball as we enter the final few weeks of the regular season. Yesterday in the nation's capital.
And the pitch. Swinging a fly ball left field. Ozuna almost in place now, backing up on it. He will make the catch. Taylor's coming home. Ozuna's throw is not going to be nearly in time, and the Nationals win it.
Bryce Harper hit a game-tying 2-run homer in the 9th and a sac fly in the 10th as the Nationals rally to beat the Cardinals 4-3. St. Louis has suddenly dropped 3 in a row. The Cards are 5.5 games back of the Cubs and a half game back of Milwaukee in the National League Central. They do lead the Dodgers by 1 game for the second wild card spot in the National League. Milwaukee beating Chicago last night 4-3. Both the Cards and the Nats are back at it tonight in the second of the 3-game series. Meanwhile, the Cubs and Brewers also going at it. The Mets are at the Dodgers. I'm Scott Fitzgerald.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
The following weather forecast is brought to you by Peggy Tuck Edwards and Private Caregiver and Referral Services. When roles reverse in your later years, when child becomes caretaker and the needs of the parent become most important, it's comforting to know that there's help along the way. Peggy Tuck Edwards would like for you to be informed about Private Caregiver and Referral Services because sometimes our elders just need a little company and companionship. It's our duty to see that those needs are met, whether in the home or in an assisted living or nursing home facility. Peggy and her network of compassionate caregivers are ready to meet you and your loved one's needs. Call 270-670-7062.
Today, it's just see a few clouds, some high clouds. Very warm this morning for this time of year, and warm this afternoon to hot, 93. Tonight, isolated showers and thunderstorms later at night, 70 degrees. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, isolated showers and thunderstorms up near 90 again. Then on Thursday, we'll have some showers and thunderstorms around in the first part of the day, upper 80s. Friday, some thunderstorms early with highs in the upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. 72 degrees this morning. Radar screen is quiet. No precip out there. It's all to the south in the Gulf Coast area where Gordon is knocking on the door, toddling between a tropical storm and a hurricane at this hour. We'll wait and see how it all breaks out. 72 this morning. Weather brought to you by Peggy Tuck Edwards, personal caregiver and referral service.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather around your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
The university scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is no science greater than magic. And that's why the mystery remains.
Hi, I'm Eddie Bruner, and yes, technically I am the magic man. But there's no magic to it. It's honesty, knowledge, and paying the best prices I can pay.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Number 27 here at WCLU. We need to review the birthday list here. We've had a lot of nice calls from a lot of nice folks here today, and we have it all tallied up, and so we're going to check out the birthdays here this morning. And the birthdays are brought to you as a service of Ralphie's Fun Center.
When was the last time you got your Ralphie on? What's getting your Ralphie on, you ask? When you're winning prizes and lighting up the score in the arcade, you're getting your Ralphie on. When you're dancing under the lights on roller skates, you've turned on your inner Ralphies. When you bring your coworkers to bowl in the business league, your office staff has clocked in on Ralphie's time. If you suffer from symptoms such as lack of fun, feeling bored, if you get frequent urges to act like it's your birthday, or if you're just not smiling enough, you need to go to Ralphie's. That's Ralphie's Fun Center in Glasgow. A great place for any party, event, field trip, or church group. Get your Ralphie on.
And they do make it fun, and they've got lots of good ideas on how to make your specific party fun. We're talking about Ralphie's Fun Center. Now let me get over here and talk about some folks who are going to be having fun because it's their birthday today. How about Mark Humphrey? Happy birthday, Mark Humphrey, today. We also have the birthday of Brayley J. Scott. Now, we understand that Brayley J. Scott is 9 today, and that's a wish from Jameson and Nana. Jameson and Nana wishing Brayley J. Scott a happy birthday. Jay Houchin has a birthday. Jay's brother chimed in on Facebook today and said, get my brother taken care of. Lisa McDaniel, Miss Lisa with a birthday. Sherry Paul. It's Ruby Hayes' birthday today. Brandy Pendergraft. Mary Simone. Jake Dickinson, Debbie Jones. We have Keith Light. Keith, by the way, is 56 today. All right, anniversaries today. We've got 3 of them so far. The 53rd anniversary for Dillard and Mary Rigsby is today. Tyler and Christina England with a birthday today. Harold and Pat Fant are celebrating a birthday today as well. There it is, 651-9149 or 800-956-1023 or online here from WCLUradio.com. Somebody's going to win a delicious birthday cake, an ice cream birthday cake from Dairy Queen a bit later on this morning. Somebody on this list even. So if you have failed to call in one, you better get on with it. And also, we've got somebody going to win a beautiful rose from Greer's Florist today, which is always a nice present, too. So get them going. And we're at 7:30 on the button, 72 degrees. We've got, let's see, I think we're doing some tidbit news here right around the corner.
Good morning, friends. For the past several months, there's been a lot of talk passed around about making America great again. I'm not quite certain what that might mean. I want it to be understood that I believe that the United States of America is the best place on earth in which to live. I have no desire to live anywhere else, or for that matter, to travel elsewhere. However, we need to decide what would constitute real greatness. I offer this. America can only be truly great when its citizens and its leadership act like Jesus would have acted. Stop the immature name-calling when there are those with whom you disagree. Stop the racial prejudice which is evident from our leadership down to the schoolroom. Stop the pride in sinful lifestyles and behaviors which God clearly labels as wrong within His holy word. We have become a nation of easily offended and in-your-face people who often hide behind social media to spew forth a venom which at best is childish and at worst reveals a heart devoid of all that's decent. Greatness is not found in the economy, the Republican Party, the Democratic Party, nor the halls of Congress. Greatness can only be found as defined at Micah 6:8, justice, mercy, and humility before God. Greatness will only be found when we follow Mark chapter 12, verses 28 and following. That is, to love God with all of our being and others as we do ourselves. Anything short of these is anything but greatness. This is Danny Wyatt for the Refuge Church of Christ.
Hey, Coach Jay Hurt. How about we play a little old school trivia?
All right, Stuck Tony. I'm a trivia guy, and old school is just my style.
Who has the freshest salads in town?
Easy. That would be the Old School Cafe.
Right, but who has the sweetest donuts?
Again, it has to be the Old School Cafe.
Man, you're on a roll. Speaking of rolls, how about the freshest, biggest, best cinnamon rolls?
No brainer again, Stuck Tony. It's the Old School Cafe. Folks, if you want the freshest salads, the sweetest donuts, and the biggest and best cinnamon rolls this side of anywhere, then make it the Old School Cafe.
The Old School Cafe is operated by Metcalfe County High School students. Is located in the old Metcalfe County High School cafeteria on West Stockton Street in Edmonton. And hey, there's nothing trivial about that.
The Old School Cafe is open for breakfast 6 to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday, 7 to 10 on Saturdays, open for lunch 11 to 1 Monday through Friday.
Come visit us at the Old School Cafe.
I'm Roxanne Cloyd, also known as the noodle floating, calorie drowning, water weightlifting, woohoo yelling, floor balancing H2O aerobics instructor. As you probably guessed, that means I'm the splashing H2O instructor, Aqua Emotion, and we have lots of fun. If you have aches and pains in your joints, my class at Extreme Health Club is where you need to be. It's soothing to your body, and it's important that you don't throw in the towel, you dry off with it after a fun splashing H2O class at Extreme Health Club. Everything is more fun when it's in the water. Call me now. Classes fill up quickly. 651-3036.
It was one of those moments.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance, growing with a proud community since 1902.
Lessenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Today we're patting on the back by special request Kenny Dale Mullins. That's right, Kenny Dale Mullins. He had a birthday back on the 27th of August, and today we're getting him patted on the back. Let him know he's good as gold from WCLU and a little taste of Texas, where they are anxious to get Tuesday started off. And they'll be seeing all of their Monday customers and their Tuesday customers, and everybody's going to enjoy getting together at Texas today.
From the north, south, east, west, NEWS, here's the latest news.
This is where we do the tidbit news, where we that sounded kind of eerie when you moved that mic boom up there.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I get that all the time.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's the we sort of go into the crypt here to bring some tidbit news from around the world and up the streets.
What you got for me today,
Well,
Pop?
I got here, this story, I was thinking about this story because we have, yesterday, my son and my daughter-in-law were traveling.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever you get a text from a child that's on the road, you wonder what in the heck are they talking about.
Yeah, but see, my car, I just talk to it and it texts for me.
Okay. Well, this is what happened yesterday. You wrote me to tell me about seeing that goat up on I-65.
Yeah, Houdini.
Houdini,
the
the goat?
I-65 goat. We saw him.
Yeah.
Right there in Sonora.
Yeah, is that where he hangs out?
I mean, I think he hangs out up and down I-65. He's got his own Facebook page with a huge following.
Okay. Well, research by scientists at Queen Mary University of London provide the first evidence of how goats process human emotional expressions.
Oh, really?
That's right.
I've always thought goats had human expressions themselves.
Well, they kind of do, but they don't mean them in the same way that humans mean them.
They always look at me like I'm silly.
It implies that it's not just companion animals such as dogs and horses that have an ability to perceive facial cues. This was a new study in the Journal of Royal Open Science.
Mm-hmm.
It describes how 20 goats interacted with different human facial expressions. Dr. Alan McElligott, who led the study, said its important implications for how we interact with livestock and other species because of the abilities of animals to perceive human emotions might be widespread and not just limited to pets.
That's right.
The study was conducted at the Buttercup Sanctuary for Goats in Kent and involved researchers showing goats unfamiliar grayscale faces of the same person, one smiling and one frowning. According to the team, the happy faces got greater interaction from the goats, who were more eager to approach and explore the images with their snouts.
So everybody that's coming in today wishing they were still on that long weekend, just, before you come into work today with a sour face, think about what the goats would think.
Yeah, they didn't know you had 3 days off. They've been busy, chewing
Eating,
up grass for
milking.
Yeah, that's right. So anyway,
hanging out on I-65.
Yeah, that's right. The goat Houdini was.
I'm telling you, if you don't so what happened was Elizabeth and I drove by and was like, "That was a goat. Did you see that goat?" And she's like, "Oh yeah," because she's got really good eyesight and she saw it in the rearview mirror like a 0.2 of a mile down the road.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh yeah, cool." And I said, "I think there's something I saw somewhere on the internet about this goat." I said, "I bet that's that goat." And sure enough, I found Houdini, the I-65 goat. And then I noticed Summer Harper was on Facebook yesterday, and she saw it too, or one of her friends did, and she posted the picture. So,
well, goats probably don't travel long distances. They just go wherever the grass is. Where is the grass greener on the other side? It makes a difference to the goat.
It makes you scary when you see him, though, by the road. It's scared.
Yeah.
Scary. But
all right. So anyway, that's the deal on Houdini the goat, and the fact that if a goat sees you smiling, the goat might be in a better mood if that's important to you.
It is to me.
Story number 2. When I read this story, the only thing I could think of was Earn Dog.
Yeah, he's here this morning.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Because he's the only guy here old enough to know this term. All right.
Okay.
He and I'm including myself. There's a Florida police officer who responded to a loose animal complaint. He posted a video of the animal in question. There was a tiny pig chasing him down the street. Well, get this. The Cape Coral Police Department said Officer Ray Shilkey III responded to the animal complaint in a residential neighborhood this week, discovered a small pig that enthusiastically started to chase him.
Mm-hmm.
Officer Shilkey captured the video of the chase, which was posted to the department's Facebook page. Now, here's the line that only me and Ernie understand. Quote, "The pigs are being chased by little pigs."
Yeah, I
see
that.
Now
I mean,
you never know.
I've heard of that.
Yeah,
I mean, I used to listen to gangster rap.
Yeah, but back in the day, that was I never did think it was a very nice term. But hey, look, man, it's the pigs.
That's so funny. I watched a video about it a few days ago.
That's what all the youngsters used to say.
Used to be. That's right.
That's a very disrespectful thing to say.
It is. I think it is. I never used that, but I knew.
Where did that ever even come?
I knew what they were talking about.
I mean, I never did even understand where that term came from back then.
Well, it came from a series of sloppy investigations.
That's right. I don't know. The department said the little loose pig was identified as a pet named Willie and was reunited
with the pig.
That's right, with his owner. Anyway, but this quote here, actually, this was a police officer who gave this quote. "The pigs are being chased by little pigs."
We got a guinea pig for sale on Swab and Shop. Guess what its name is?
I don't know. Willie?
Fluff Bottom.
Fluff Bottom. Okay. All right. Fluff Bottom. And
actually, it's to give away to a good home.
All right. And finally, this story right here. If you want to shake it up a little bit, police in the central part of Mexico say they caught a man who drove off with a hearse, complete with a corpse inside.
What?
Yeah. I don't know about the name of it.
Right off a bed, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm going to have to. That's right. You going where I am? Anyway,
I hope not.
The town, the Tlapapac Police, that's too many consonants. I need to buy a vowel for the Tlapapac Police Department. Says on its Facebook page, the hearse had been ready to take the body of an 80-year-old man from a hospital in neighboring Guadalajara to a funeral home. Police say that a 40-year-old man has admitted to seeing the keys left in the vehicle and decided to take it late Friday night.
Well, you think he was going to conduct the funeral himself, or what was the plan there?
I just think since he's only a young guy, he's only 40, he wasn't going to let Friday in without something fun to do.
Why would you leave the car running anyway? I mean, were you trying to heat it up for him?
Officers were alerted. They soon spotted the hearse going along a highway and detained the suspect, whose name was given only as Annibal Saul N.
Stopped him dead in his tracks.
That's right. And any tracks that were with him.
Reminds me of the Andy Griffith Show. You know, too bad we don't have a good psychiatrist around Guadalajara here. I believe he'd be a real study.
Yeah, he would be. It would take more than one episode. Says here that he's been turned over to prosecutors. Both the hearse and the body were recovered.
Are they going to roll that? Do you think they're going to roll that into the courtroom as evidence? Or
I don't know. He needs to plea on that one for sure. So there we have it. We have the pigs, and we have the hearse.
And the goats.
So that's what we have in the way of tidbit news.
All right, we're going to get Hank to school.
Okay, take Hank to school, 7:42, and we'll come back in just a second. Let Earn Dog preview his show. Since it is Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
What better way? You know, everybody thinks it's Monday until you realize Earn Dog's on tonight, and then we know it's Tuesday.
Yeah, all day long. Short week for everybody.
So hang on.
You only got one day for hump day.
Right.
Shut that window! We can't afford to heat the whole neighborhood. You ever said that to someone in your house? Smith Siding in Glasgow would love to show you how much heat the neighborhood gets even with your old leaky and inefficient windows shut, and how much better their vinyl replacement windows insulate against outside cold air. Plus, they're easy to clean and bring new life to the appearance of your home. Randall and Shane Smith would love to talk to you about windows. In business for 44 years, we get it right. 651-1009. Nothing can take down a home like a debilitated, leaky roof. How can you find a roofing contractor who can analyze the problems and then come up with a quote that may be less expensive than you think? Smith Siding has a great reputation in Southern Kentucky. In fact, insurance companies depend on Smith Siding as a reliable contractor. You can too. Have Shane and Randall Smith look at your situation and start the process. In business for 44 years, we get it right. Smith Siding. 109 Ensminger Drive, behind Dairy Queen.
Hi, welcome to this Subway ad for the Signature Wraps collection. How would you like it?
I'll take a rallying cry, please.
Coming right up.
Crusaders of flavor, ahead lies the Signature Wraps collection. The bold and meaty trio of buffalo chicken, turkey Italiano, and Chipotle Southwest steak and cheese. Let not your taste buds be intimidated. For tonight, their sauce will be on your napkins. Go forth to Subway and make it what you want. Limited time